We're tracking a developing story out of Seattle tonight. That's where a powerful collision between a charter bus and a duck tour vehicle left 4 people dead. At this hour, nearly 24 are injured and 9 of them are critical. It is a grisly scene on the Aurora Bridge after the duck tour vehicle slammed into the side of the bus. A gash ripped deep into the side of that bus, and that's where most of the casualties occurred. This is the second crash involving a duck boat in Seattle since July, and by far the most serious. Welcome to the CW News at 6:30. I'm Brent Solomon. Tonight we're learning about the suspects and the circumstances surrounding a call to police last night that led to the discovery of 3 bodies inside a Chesterfield home. And less than 24 hours later, a man is in jail charged with first-degree murder. Susan Bahork is talking to Chesterfield police and has the latest in the investigation. All right, thank you, Susan. Well, neighbors are in shock there after hearing about these brutal murders. Some say it makes them question their own safety. Some are in disbelief something like this would even happen in their close-knit community. Multiple Chesterfield police officers arrived at the 3200 block of Walmsley Boulevard last night. Neighbors like Eric Benson were concerned to see a heavy police presence in their neighborhood.
We got in from watching Empire.
We're told officers alerted neighbors there was a triple murder investigation underway. Many of them tell us they did not even know the suspect. As the investigation continues, we'll be sure to keep you updated. Well, Petersburg police make a quick arrest in the city's 7th homicide this month. Right now, 34-year-old Marcus Lee Harris is being held without bond following a murder overnight, but several other shootings remain unsolved. Little Caden is too young to understand what he witnessed.
When they found Ben, Caden was laying on top of him.
She's referring to her boyfriend, 30-year-old Benjamin Coleman, found shot to death at his Pecan Acres apartment last Wednesday. Coleman was alone with his only child.
It's devastating now that, he's gone, but for Caden to be gone too, I would probably have been in the psych ward.
A week later, still no arrest, and that's what hurts the most for the victim's mother.
When you lose a child like this, it's so much pain. It's like almost unbearable, crushing pain. He was not a street person or a thug or a person that was out to harm other people.
This month alone, Petersburg has had 7 homicides. So far this year, there have been 13 murders compared to 14 in all of 2014.
But these incidents over the last 30 days just have been unbelievable.
I questioned City Manager William Johnson. Do we have enough officers on the streets?
We have enough officers. I mean, it's not a matter of not having enough officers, it's a matter of the behaviors.
Do we need to get more aggressive with patrols?
Patrols are aggressive. Patrols are very aggressive, but we don't want to get aggressive to where we deter visitors, we deter our citizens from wanting to go outside because all you see are police officers.
Whatever the fix, there are now more than a dozen grieving families who have had enough.
I never thought I would have to, I would have a child and his father would be killed or whatever.
Somebody need to know tell me who killed my son without reason.
Now on to Chesterfield County, where a public school employee faces embezzlement charges. Police say 29-year-old Katie Skeens was a secretary for the school system's online education program. She is accused of taking over $1,000 from Chesterfield schools over at least 20 months. She was arrested Tuesday and has been released on bond. And some scary moments and hours of delays after an AMTRAK train was evacuated this morning in Fredericksburg. It all began around 7 this morning at the Staples Mill station. Police tell us a man tried to leave his luggage on the platform. Well, he ended up taking the bags, but the conductor still felt that behavior was suspicious, so he contacted authorities. Everyone was taken off the train when it arrived in Fredericksburg. Well, the luggage was searched, but only personal items were found. Police questioned the man, but he was released after they decided he committed no crime. And some demonstrators are getting a whole lot of folks' attention at the McDonald's on Forest Hill in Richmond. They're protesting what they call cruelty behind the restaurant's McNuggets. The protests follow the release of hidden camera footage taken at a McDonald's chicken supplier, which protesters say exposes the cruel treatment of chickens. The group Mercy for Animals is traveling across the country calling for stricter animal welfare policies.
We're urging McDonald's.
Well, in a statement on his website, McDonald says we are committed to working with animal welfare and industry experts to inform of our policies that promote better management. And developing now, police are warning neighbors about removing those barricades connected to the Richmond 2015 races. Today, Henrico police remind that doing that is illegal, and if you're caught, you could be charged. The warning comes after several complaints came in saying no parking signs didn't go up with enough warning during the race, and that led to cars being towed. And local businesses are hoping to cash in on the big bike race. They say they're not getting the response they were hoping for. We told you about Pop-Up Revolution in the days leading up to the race. Well, the group of local shops and restaurants say they're setting up temporary tables during the race in South Richmond. They say the response has been lukewarm, and now they're hoping this weekend's events will bring a surge of customers. Kelly Avellino has more. All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, new at 6:30, people on Chincoteague Island are still on edge after someone stole one of their famous ponies. As you know, Chincoteague's annual pony swims draw people from all over the country. So the town is pulling out all the stops to find that horse. The missing pony has the number 15 branded on its side to signify the year it was born.
I think something.
Well, so far, police only have one tip. Someone saw a white truck towing a horse trailer inside the pony corral. Coming up on the CW News at 6:30, fall is here, and so is Starbucks' new drink menu. But if you're not a pumpkin spice latte fan, there may be something else in store for you, so stick around for those details. But first, a heartwarming story. Hear how one man says his dog saved his life. Those details are up next. Welcome back. New developments now in a story we've been following involving an assistant football coach in Texas. He allegedly ordered players to hit a referee, and now he no longer works for the district. The principal and head football coach at John Hay High School say they believe Mac Breed told players to retaliate against a referee in the closing minutes of a game earlier this month. Players told their coaches earlier in the game that referees had been directing racial slurs at them. We're still working to find if the coach was fired or if he resigned. Now take a look at this. An Ohio man says his dog saved him from a fire. It started in a vacant home yesterday morning, then spread over to his home. The dog, named Midnight, barked to wake up Randolph Lopez, who says he would have died had it not been for Midnight. Right now, no word on what caused the fire. Now, during this time of year, it seems a lot of people's favorite drinks at Starbucks is pumpkin spice latte. But if that fall flavor isn't your cup of tea, don't worry. Starbucks has a new drink line you might like. This new drink is called the Toasted Graham Latte. Sounds good. That's an espresso with steamed milk, flavors of graham crackers, and sweet cream. It even comes with a sprinkle of cinnamon crumbles on top. Starbucks says it wanted something that tasted like, quote, grown-up milk and cookies. Hey, I'll buy that. Well, an outrageous cell phone bill may actually cost a couple their dream home.
Your total amount due is...
Say what? That's the current balance on Ken Slusher's Verizon account. He and his girlfriend only had the service for 1 month. Verizon actually admitted it made a mistake and that they would fix it, but with 2 collection agencies now coming after him, Ken says his mortgage company will not let him go through with purchasing a new home. Verizon says it has now resolved the problem, and Ken is hoping he will be able to close on the new home come Monday as planned. We'll be watching to see if it all goes through.
Wednesday and Thursday.
All right, so make sure those umbrellas are ready, right?
Yes, indeed.
Thank you, sir. All right, coming up on the CW News at 6:30, the carousels, cotton candy, and don't forget the elephant ears. It's all headed our way. We're talking about the State Fair, what you need to know to be ahead of the game. Up next. But first, Tappahannock native Chris Brown's tour in Australia could be in jeopardy. Go figure. We'll explain why coming up. All right, take a look at this. Tappahannock native Chris Brown's upcoming Australia tour is in jeopardy. The R&B star may not be allowed in the country in December because of his conviction for the 2009 assault of then-girlfriend pop star Rihanna. An assistant minister for Immigration and Border Protection said she recommends Brown be denied a visa on character grounds, and that was immediately backed by the Prime Minister. Both were speaking at the launch of an initiative to prevent domestic violence. And this afternoon, family members of Yogi Berra remembered the Baseball Hall of Famer. The family gathered at the museum that bears the former baseball player's name. Berra's 3 sons and a granddaughter talked about him and remembered him as a great family man. A public celebration of Yogi Berra's life will take place at the museum next week. And rides, music, food, and fun. It all gets underway at 10 tomorrow morning. The State Fair of Virginia returns to the Meadow Event Park. For 10 days, you'll find something for every person in the family. The gates are open from 10 until 10 at night on Fridays and Saturdays, and 10 until 9 every other day. And here's a look at tonight's prime time. We'll be right back. Before we go, do you think you're in shape? There's a 105-year-old man who would certainly challenge you to a race. Take a look as the oldest competitive sprinter earns his 3rd Guinness World Record title. The 105-year-old Japanese man ran the 100-meter sprint in 42.2 seconds. Despite his accomplishment, the elderly athlete says the time fell short of his personal best. Way to go. That's all the time we have, but we hope you make it a great night.